so underwhelmed by something that you're just like disappointed it even happened? For like 2 weeks, I heard about the polar vortex that is coming, that is going to freeze the world over, and the world shall end. It was a snowstorm. That's it. So sad. I was like, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Like, this is gonna be like a serious thing, and then it's just a little snowstorm, and I'm like, dude, but like, I wanted the thing you were saying was gonna happen to happen. I wanted to like 3, 4 feet of snow. Like, why couldn't we have that snowpocalypse? Instead, the snowpocalypse is like a foot of snow. And it's like, I don't know. It got pretty deep actually. It got like close to knee deep for me. I'm kind of a tall guy though, so I don't know. It was up to my nephew's belly, so I mean, it's deep depending on perspective, I guess. Uh, Roads were pretty shitty for a couple days, and then like it was just like, yeah, all right. Like it started snowing, I think Sunday, and then the roads were shit. Or no, it started Saturday night here, and then Sunday, and then the roads were shitty Sunday and Monday. Well, today's Monday, and they just kind of started getting them cleared up this evening, like to the point where it's like, oh, okay, yeah, the roads are all right. Before it was like, yeah, some of these roads are not great. Some of these roads they're drivable, but they're shitty, and some of them were like, this road's all right. But yeah, I was real disappointed. I heard like, oh, the snowpocalypse is coming, and I even like kept the lighting dark to give it like the post-apocalyptic storytell vibe. But yeah, that didn't seem to be working. I'm just getting a lot of blue light off the monitor or off the tower. I forgot that it does that, and it just kind of makes me look blue. I'm not blue. So yeah, how's your guys' apocalypse going? Because mine is slightly disappointing. Just slightly. Just a little bit. I was expecting to be roasting rabbits over a fire by now. Like, I just think it's crazy how, like, the news is just like, it's going to be the end of the world. There is no more world starting tomorrow. It's all frozen. Everybody's going to die. And then, like, it happens, and you're like, this is just winter when I was a kid. What do you mean? Like, I did get in trouble for not going to work because I was supposed to work today, and I was like, yeah, no, those roads are garbage. I'm not driving on those roads. But like overall, like pretty decent. Like not terrible at all by like any means. It was the worst part was for people that had like sedans. Like I drove around yesterday going to my brother's house, and I pulled out like 3 people, which is a lot for this area. Like there's winters where like you won't see anyone stuck. That's most winters. So like 3 people in one day was kind of a big deal. I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of people getting stuck. And everyone was like, there was a bunch of cars stuck that we passed because they already had help. So everyone was getting stuck. It was fun. I took my nieces to the woods, and we got stuck in the woods. So I mean that was interesting. I yeah. So there's this creek, right? And I like to play in this creek because something about men with Jeeps, we love water crossings for some reason. Playing in the water is super fun for us, and we're like, splish, splash, splish, splash. I'm taking a bath. And it's just super fun for us, especially when it's frozen and you can drive across it. Well, I thought it was frozen, and the first little portion of it was frozen, and then you kind of like, you come down a hill into the water, and then you kind of like make a left, like a slight left. And once we made the slight left, I was like, oh shit, that's all broken. And I couldn't back up because we kind of dropped down in. I was like, so I can't back up because we're not going to get back over that ledge. So we got to go forward. And like it was all broken and like pushed up to the shore. So I basically had to climb a shelf of ice, and it was we climbed the shelf, but I we had to climb the shelf of ice, and then we had to go up a hill. So I couldn't get traction to climb on both sides, and like I didn't have the tires aired down super low either. I was down at like 20 pounds. If I had dropped down to like 10 or 15 pounds, I probably would have been able to get out of it without winching. But I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'll just pull the winch cable. It's fine. Like it's no big deal. And I got to teach my nieces about like using the winch and stuff, using it safely, and that was fun. But the snowpocalypse hasn't been really like I kept hearing about this huge winter storm that's coming, and it's going to be a huge storm, and it's going to be a huge storm, and it's going to be life changing. It's going to end society as we know it. It's gonna people are gonna freeze. People are gonna, and it's like, dude, this is just regular winter in Ohio. Like my buddy in New York and I were talking, and he's like, this is just regular New York winter. Like that's all this is. It's just like a regular New York winter. I don't know why they're like wigging out about. I don't know what that was. I moved my keyboard and apparently I shut everything off. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what the F keys do, like the F1 through F12. I don't know what any of those do, and I bump them all the time, and they do really weird shit. So it seems to be picking up what I'm saying still, but it just like reset my camera and my microphone. But I was saying, I was talking to my buddy in New York, and he's like, "This is just regular winter for us. Like, this isn't anything special. This isn't anything crazy. Like, this is just how winter be." My other buddy, his job closed down for tomorrow because he lives around me, and his job was just like, nah, it's gonna be real cold. Let's not do that. There's no reason to have trucks out in this crap. And then we got to run because we haul salt where I work, so we kind of don't have a choice. But I'm not gonna wreck a truck when there's 5 inches of snow on the highway. I mean, that might not sound like a lot to some of you, but like for around here, it's not so much me that I'm worried about. It's the other people that I'm worried about. Someone sliding into a median and causing a big pile up, or somebody just doing something dumb and causing a big pile up. It's more that I'm worried about than me. Like also, like they wanted me to go 2 hours away each way, like 2 hours down and 2 hours back. And it's a state of emergency. It's like a level 2, so it's like you shouldn't be out unless you absolutely have to. But like, there's no travel bans. But like, it's probably a good idea not to go anywhere. And usually, if it's that bad, I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm gonna not do that. And I had reasons not to, and I told them what my reasons were, and they were just kind of like, I don't care. And I was like, ain't nothing I can do about it. I'm not coming to work, so you can deal with it, or you can shut up. Those are your options. And so they dealt with it, I guess. But I don't know. I don't think it's worth risking someone's life because when it gets to a level 2 state of emergency here, it has to be getting pretty bad because we usually don't declare. Like some states, like Pennsylvania, shuts down 80 if it rains hard enough. Like they will shut down 80 for any reason. Like someone sneezes and they're like, "Yeah, shut 80 down." Like Frank sneezed, shut 80 down. But in Ohio, we never shut roads down here, like ever. Like I couldn't tell you the last time we had roads shut down for weather. Um, Especially in the northeast section where I live near Cleveland, we don't shut down. We are always going. And for for how bad the roads were, I got on the highway for a minute yesterday, and I saw how bad the highways were at like 10 o'clock at night after they'd been working all day to clear them, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to drive on these. It was roads were shit. Not like in a oh my god I'm gonna crash, but like in a if I have to slam on the brakes, that ain't happening. Like it was more of a I can get going, I can't get stopping. But that was about the worst of it. The snowpocalypse really wasn't that big a deal. I'm really kind of sad. I was hoping that we'd get like roads shut down for like 3 days because like the way they were making it seem, they're like stores are going to sell out of food and like okay, well I have food. But they're like gas stations are going to shut down. It's like I already got gas, so what else do you have for me? And they're like, good. The people are gonna have to hunt to get food, and I'm like, yeah, you already said that. I have ammo. Like, and I was just kind of like, they were going through the listings of things. They're like, there's gonna be no water to drink, and I'm like, fact check, false. There's snow outside. There's water to drink, and like they're just like, people are just kind of losing it about nothing. And here's the thing that always kills me: like, winter survival is relatively easy as long as you are dressed properly for the cold. Like, as long as you're dressed properly to not freeze to death, winter survival's easy. There's water everywhere. You can go weeks without food. So I mean, like, as long as you're appropriately dressed, like if you look at most people that die in the winter, it's not of starvation, it's of exposure. It's of frostbite. They froze to death, or like they didn't have a way to boil the snow to make water and or to melt the snow to boil it and have water, and they died because of that. Like it's very rarely that they like died because they starved to death, because generally the bad conditions don't last that long. Now the Donner Party was a different story, where they froze or they all starved to death up there and ate each other, and that was a different story. But most of the time, it's just a couple weeks of like really shitty weather, and it's like, yeah, it's hard to get through that, but it's not the end of the world for most people. The Donner Party was a different situation. There was I think it was the Franklin expedition up in Canada. They were looking for a shipping route through Canada to get to Russia or China or something like that, and they survived. It's believed they survived years living off the land because they had the ability to boil water. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I think it was the Franklin expedition. I've talked about it on here before. And yes, I will 100% admit I did ditch you guys to hang out with my nieces. If that's a problem with you, fuck you, Tony. Uh, Sir John Franklin's 1845 expedition aboard the HMS Erebus and HMS Terror aimed to find a northwest passage through Canada's Arctic archipelago, a fabled sea route connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The expedition, comprising 129 crew members departing Greenhithe, England. I don't fucking know how to say English things. Okay. Uh, on May 19th, 1845, was last seen in Baffin Bay by whalers in late July of 1945 or 1845. Ships became icebound near King William Island in 1846 and were abandoned in April 48. After more than a year trapped in the ice, Sir John Franklin died June 11th, 1847. The remaining 105 survivors, led by Francis Crozier and James Fitzjames, set out on foot toward the Back River on the Canadian mainland. And there's stories of natives having seen the Franklin expedition, like walking their way to the mainland, and just nobody knew where they went, and like nobody knew what happened or who they were, or that they were hey, those are the missing guys, like flag those guys down, like we need to find them, like those we found the guys that we're trying to find, flag them down so that we can get them home. And they just didn't know, and they were just like, yeah, whatever. And there's even stories of natives having stopped and conversed with them and traded with them. There's also stories of them going insane because their food rations were sealed with lead, and they were sealed very poorly, and the lead had seeped into the food, and people had started to go crazy from lead poisoning. If they ate the food, and if they didn't eat the food, well, they starved, and then they started eating each other. which wasn't really rad. Kind of cool that people do that. So keep your friends close. Am I right? I mean, how much closer than in your belly can you get? But that's what I was expecting. By the way, everyone was talking about this snowpocalypse we're supposed to have, and like California, it's like 50 degrees right now. like they're like the whole country is just getting shafted. Then Florida, it's like 80. I saw a thing. I saw a post. I don't know if it was real or not, but it's like Florida 75 degrees. Everywhere else is like 40s, 30s, -10. It's just like, yeah, Florida's hot. So go to Florida. I don't know. Florida's a pretty cool state, honestly. It's just really, really long. Like, I think Florida's as long as Texas is wide. And having driven halfway through Florida, holy fuck, it's like the song that never ends. It just keeps going. It's like I know I run out of land eventually. I know I hit the ocean, but like where is the ocean? I feel like I've been driving far enough that I should be in Mexico by now. It just feels like Florida is forever long. I think it's like a couple hours wide. I think it's like 3 hours this way and like 10 this way. It's forever long. I don't even think it's 3 hours this way because Ohio's like only like 4 or 5 hours from end to end. I think Florida's like 2 or 3 hours at most. But I digress. It's warm there, so see y'all next week. I'm going to Florida, skipping work for a week or two. Now, I think it's crazy how the media was like, "Oh, this is going to be a huge, like, life-changing event. Like, this is going to be one of the biggest weather events in the world. Like, one of the biggest weather events history's ever seen." And it's just like a normal winter storm. Like, it's just normal. Just like it used to happen all the time when I was a kid. We had these like once or twice a year, and now it's like we rarely get them. And they're like, "Yeah, it's the end of the world." It's like, no, no, it's really not. It's just like a normal Sunday. Like, it just snowed a lot. That's it. Not a whole lot going on. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to talk about how sad I was that the snowpocalypse wasn't cooler. I was expecting like a couple feet of snow. Like, the way they were making it sound, it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna snow all day for like 2 days, and you're gonna have like chest deep snow. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be rad. And then they didn't, and I was like, oh, well, that's not rad. Like I was expecting a good, like I want a good winter storm. We've never really had one as long as I've been old enough to remember. We've never really had like a big winter storm like that. That just like is like, oh my god, like what a winter storm. And I would like to have like I want to have a snowstorm where like we're legitimately snowed in like 30, 40 inches of snow, and like my Jeep with 33s, like we probably got 15, 16 inches of snow because my tires are like mid rim, and I have 33s on my Jeep, so they're like roughly somewhere in the mid rim area before they plowed. Like my axle was dragging the snow in some places, and I don't know how much clearance I have from the ground to the axle, but I mean it's at least 15 inches, and so like we got at least that. And there's probably someone in like Alaska listening to this, and they're like, "Oh, you mean spring?" Yeah, that's like a lot for us. It seems like we don't get snow anymore. Get the cold for sure, but we just don't get good snow anymore. I miss it. And as a kid, people would roll around everywhere on snowmobiles, and now like it doesn't even snow. We're lucky. Like this is probably the most snow we'll get in the next like 2 years. But yeah, I mean, the snowpocalypse was kind of sad. I guess there's more stuff going on in Minnesota that I kind of don't care about. I guess another protester got shot. And, they're doing the whole Trump's a Nazi thing there. So I'm just like, bro, I don't care. You guys are dumbasses. And it's on both sides. It really is on both sides because if the right were serious, they would just start rolling up these protesters. The Insurrection Act would have been put into place. If the left were serious, they would be like, okay, we concede that these are criminals and they should be removed from the country. Neither party's serious. It's all a joke. And the snowpocalypse was a dud. So, I hope you enjoyed. I hope a lot of you guys got an extra day off and got to do whatever you want to do or hang out with your family. I got a whole lot of nothing done today because I didn't even get out of bed until like 10 o'clock. So there's that. I was just a big old bum today. But yeah, that's all I got for you. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, Z's.